All right, so right now I'm going to show you a recipe, a very easy bread recipe. It is 2 ingredients, eggs and cream cheese. This is cloud bread. I didn't create this recipe. It's all over the internet, but I'm going to show you how I make it. It's just really easy. You need an electric mixer because you're going to be beating your egg whites and making them into stiff peaks. You don't need a stand mixer. You can use a hand electric mixer if you want. You just need to beat the egg whites for a few minutes until they form those stiff peaks. So right now I have my oven preheated to 325 degrees. You bake these at a low temperature and they come out like a light, delicate bread. I have used them before for like pizza, garlic bread. It's great to take to a restaurant if you know that there's gonna be bread on the table, or a pita bread, something like that you want to use as a substitute for yourself. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how I make it. Oven is preheated at 325 degrees. They bake in the oven for 25 minutes. All right, so here's how I make it. All right, right here I have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I like to spray my baking sheet with a little bit of nonstick spray just so that the parchment paper will kind of adhere to it, not fly off of it. And I have my mixer, I have 4 eggs, and I have some cream cheese here. I'm not going to be using all of this cream cheese. I'm going to be using half of it, 4 ounces. This is an 8-ounce block, so we're going to be using half. All right. I also have some everything bagel seasoning. I got this one from Aldi. It has Himalayan salt. So I'm going to use this as my seasoning. You can season this with just plain salt if you want. You could put garlic powder on here. You could also put Italian seasoning if you want it to be more of an Italian flavor. There's just a lot of different things that you can do. So today I'm going to be just using this. I have a glass bowl here that I'm going to separate my eggs in. I'm going to put my egg yolks in here. First, you want to whip the whites into the mixer. So I'm going to go ahead and separate. I want to take this off of here to get it out of my way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and separate these. This makes a small batch. Depending on what size you make your little loaves, it's a small batch. You want to make sure that you're not getting any yolk whatsoever in your egg whites. It's okay if there's some egg whites in your yolk, but any fat that goes into the egg whites will not, they will not form stiff peaks. If you get a little bit of yolk in there, you need to really try to get it out, and shells. And one more. That one's being a little stubborn. Boy, oh boy. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get this going, and I'm going to whip these on high until stiff peaks form, and then I'm going to add, you're going to see me add the cream cheese to the egg yolk and get that stirred together. So here goes. As you can see here, they are stiff. So I have to beat the eggs and the cream cheese together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the egg whites out of this bowl and scoop them into another bowl and let them sit in here for a minute until I beat the other eggs with the cream cheese. bowl's a little small, but that's all right. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right here, and real quickly, I'm going to, it doesn't matter if the egg whites are in here. You can just go ahead and pour your egg yolk in. And 4 ounces of that cream cheese. My eggs and cream cheese have been brought to room temperature. That's very important. I let them sit out on the counter for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. And just comes out better that way. I'm gonna go ahead and whip this. All right, I only whipped that for maybe 2 minutes until it was nice and creamed together. All right, so now all I gotta do is fold the egg whites into the yolk. Now you can mix them together. You're just gonna fold them in until they are incorporated together. You're just gonna take a spoonful of this and put it on your parchment. You can leave it kind of thick like this, or you can spread it out a little bit thin, however you wanna do it. Made this into one big pizza crust before and just baked it that way. Let's see if we can get, looks like we got about 1 or 2 more. We can get them on here, I believe. I'm just gonna sprinkle on my seasoning. I sprinkle it on before because you want it to get baked down in there. If you sprinkle it on after, it doesn't stick very well. These would be good with a little bit of softened whipped cream cheese spread on them, like a bagel. That would be great. They're gonna go in the oven for 25 minutes. I'll be back when they're done. Pull these out of the oven. I'm gonna let them sit here and cool for a couple of minutes, and then I'll give it a taste test. These are pretty delicate bread. They can be used as sandwich bread, but just note that they are a little bit more delicate than the regular traditional egg white bread that we make. These are perfect for PSMF days. They're perfect for keto days. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. I really like it with the everything bagel seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put a little bit of this cream cheese on here. I think that because it's such a delicate bread, that the whipped cream cheese, the softer cream cheese that you can buy, would be better. But I just want to have a little taste with the cream cheese, kind of like a bagel. That's delicious. The way I store these is I put them in an airtight container and store them in the refrigerator. And you can take these and put them in your air fryer or in a heated skillet and just warm them up a little bit. You want to avoid maybe a toaster, like a slotted toaster, because they might come apart inside the toaster. So any way that you can warm them, like in a flat way, you can put them in the microwave too probably, but wouldn't take very long. All right, that's my video for today. I will see y'all later on.